big. So, they're not sneaking up on anybody. And when you play them, and there's so much at stake, I mean, I guess it's a good measuring stick for your team.
Matt,
Hey, Matt, our fans
you
travel
always hear
very
how
well.
critical it is to be stout on the lines. Is this kind of one of those games where both teams are really good on the lines, and how critical is it?
Yeah, I mean, both teams are physical up front. I mean, their defensive line, I mean, their whole defense is, I think, as good as I've seen. I said that last year after we played them on Thanksgiving. And it starts with physicality, and I don't think it's any secret what we're going to try to do or what they're going to try to do. So I'm sure that whoever wins the battle in the trenches will go a long way in determining who wins this game.
Matt, what makes Ozzie
Draft good players. I don't know. I think he has a clear picture of what type of player he wants, what type of player fit into the scheme. What they're trying to do, the kind of personality of his football team, and obviously Ozzie and his staff seem to do a great job of evaluating talent and getting pieces that fit.
They seem to navigate free agency. I mean, all the pratfalls that other teams get. I think a lot of people look at the Patriots as a model, but the Ravens could be just as right up there as the model.
I think the best thing the Ravens do is they not only draft good guys, but they develop talent well. I mean, they don't go out and spend on big free agents that come from other teams. I mean, they seem to be able to grow their own talent, and that's a credit to Coach Harbaugh and the coaching staff as well, and probably working in collaboration with Ozzie and his staff, as far as, the type of players we want, specifically, which players that they want to bring in. They feel like, that they're talented, but they can also coach them up into what they want to be.
Quick question about Pat Morris, if I may. He's just landed. I work for the Buffalo News, so can you tell me what kind of coach he was? I'm sure he
Did he
had
get the job in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying not to watch a whole lot of TV this week. I'm trying to be, yeah. No, Pat was great. I mean, Pat's been around a long time. Kind of one of those lifer offensive line coaches, so knows offensive line play inside and out. And I know Coach Marone just a little bit. Actually went fishing with him once in Hawaii, the Pro Bowl. Great guy, great coach. So I'm sure their O line will be pretty good with those two guys.
Did Morris do anything specific with you, like in your career, that you learned that you still use, or?
I thought one of the great things Pat did as a coach was he was able to be able to predict how teams were going to play us, certain looks and certain formations, and that was one thing I was always really impressed by, kind of his understanding of not just us but of other defenses and how they were going to attack us.
You talked about the physicality. Obviously, John and Jim Harbaugh have the same coaching influences. Do you see, when you look at the 49ers, do you see, obviously they're not running the read option, they're obviously, I guess at a core fundamental level, do you see, some of the same football philosophies in the way you guys play?
Yeah, I think the tough physical style of play, that's just something that is important to both of them. Something that's not to be overlooked, and especially in today's game, there's a lot of different things going on. People are always trying to come up with different schemes, and some teams go more passing league and kind of more. I don't want to use the term finesse isn't right, but kind of like the football in 2013. I think the way John Harbaugh and I'm sure the way Jim Harbaugh thinks is that being physical is always an important aspect, and not to be overlooked or undervalued in any way.
Yeah, that certainly hasn't gotten out of style. Since you're responsible for getting the offensive line going in the right direction and doing the right things, what problems that maybe are out of the ordinary does San Francisco present to you?
I mean, they do some unconventional looks. Vic Fangio was a coach with the Ravens for a little while. I know Vic, and kind of that attacking style, and very innovative just as far as some of the blitz packages and patterns that they bring in. 2 weeks to prepare, you never know what you're going to see. All you can go by is what you've seen on film, and prepare the best you can. And if you get out there and there's something different, you have to be able to adjust. It's also part of the game of football.
Matt, could you talk about platform? Because a lot of guys that have played as long as you have, you've obviously been one of those guys that gets it, that has used your platform in the community to change lives. You have a strong relationship with the Lord. Could you talk about over your career how that platform has developed and what it's meant to you?
Well, when I started out, I was just happy to be on the team and wasn't really that major of a contributor on the field. But my first head coach, Dennis Green, my first year in the league, he said, Tuesday's your day off. We call Community Tuesdays. So he said, get out in the community and do something. And if you don't have anything to do or you don't know what to do, then see Brad Matson, our community relations director. He'll get you going somewhere. So I did that. Sent me to a school, and like I said, I was a nobody, still am. But he sent me to a school. It was just amazing, just the response that kids gave you because they thought you were a football player. They thought you were great and cool and all those things. So I thought, wow, it was an amazing experience for me. And for a couple years, I did that and really enjoyed it. And then, got married, started having kids, and just wanted to make my efforts a little more strategic. Hopefully, maybe not just make a difference for a day or two or a week, but hopefully try to change some lives. And that's when I started my own foundation 11 years ago, and focuses around education, just providing educational opportunities for underprivileged youth, because education is important to me. I didn't think I'd play professional football this long, and try to tell kids the thing I'm most proud of that I've accomplished is my education. It's not the fact that I play football. And I guess where it comes from, it's just, I look back and I didn't get here on my own. I got here with a lot of help from a lot of people who took an interest in me and helped me out along the way. Not for themselves, just because it was the right thing to do. And as NFL players, I think it's because of our platform and because of the spotlight that we're in. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort for us to go out there and do something, put a smile on people's faces, or make a difference. So I think if you're in a position to help somebody, why wouldn't you?